Hey guys, I'm back again with another quick video I want to share with you all. And this is a video I want to talk about. It's very serious. And I want to talk about the ways that we can kill these negative thoughts, this negative thinking that we have in our life. You know, I've been guilty of it as well. I've always used to have negative thinking and it goes on and on and on. And I used to be like, dang, I don't want to think this way, but I can't help it. It's just like it has so much power. And when we think about it, it does, because we allow it to have so much power. We feed it, we entertain it, we give it life. So it continues to keep playing over and over and over and over in our heads. These negative thoughts of saying that you will never be this and you will never be that, you'll never accomplish that, you're not smart enough, you're not pretty enough, or you come from this particular family and you guys are known for this, and those things that keeps us boxed in, keeps us cuffed. Those are the negative thoughts in our lives that it's like we don't want to think these things, but because we do not know or have not been equipped or have been trained or have been given the weapons, the ammunition to kill it, it begins to take over. And those are your negative thoughts. So if you're anything like me, you know, I've always liked to try to find solutions to a problem. And my thing is, when you give me a solution, you know, some things that I feel that are very, very strong and very important, I need you to not just be very vague about it. Like, you need to give me pinpoint things on how to deal with it or how to solve the situation. So when it comes to negative thinking, I'm the same way. You know, I often hear people say, well, if it's a negative thought, you know, don't pay attention to it. Just silence it. Don't entertain it. Just get it out of your head. Well, okay, that sounds good, and that sounds like something that we should do. But what does all that mean? What does it mean to silence it? What does it mean to get it out of my head? How do I do that? What do I need to do? What type of actions do I need to take in order to kill this thing? So what I started to do on my own was just like, okay, you know, of course, through prayer, asking God to show me how can I stop thinking so negatively about myself or about a situation that involves me. How can I stop that? Because it's starting to dominate my life, and I don't like it, because these thoughts, you know, eventually become actions, and I did not like it at all. So it was kind of like do or die for me, life or death. So what I began to do is I started to put in the necessary works in order to come up with a way that worked for me to kill, not silence, not lay dormant, not get rid of, but to kill these negative thoughts. So what I'm going to do is share with you 6 things that I've done, that I do. So to kill those negative thoughts that keep playing over and over and over and over and over in your head. So real quick, number 1, the first thing I think that we need to do is, and again, I got my little notes here, is the first thing that I think that we need to do in order for us to kill those negative thoughts is that we need to learn how to fill our empty cup. What I mean by that is, we have a cup over here that says life, that says positivity, that says love and laughter and all those good things. But we don't have nothing in there, or it's barely full. We don't have nothing in there. But over here in negativity land, it's filled with so much negative thoughts on the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, the guilt, the hurt, the pain, the harm, the past relationship, the past failed job, the past career, the ugly stuff. It's filled up, and it's just over there having this party. But our positive cup don't have anything in there. So what's happening is, this positive cup has now positioned itself in our mind, and it's just running and having a party, morning, noon, and night. As soon as you wake up, it's there, these negative thoughts on, oh, I shouldn't do this, and why I can't, and this and that. That's why you know, when I think about it, that's probably one of the reasons why we don't receive advice well, is because we have let the negative thoughts in our head control and dominate our being. So when someone else come in and try to give you some good advice or give you some positive advice, you can't really receive it, because these negative thoughts have taken up the space in your head. So the first thing I think that we need to do is to begin to fill the positive cup. And what I mean by that is, what are you doing to fill it? Who are you around? Are you around a lot of negative people? Is your environment filled with a lot of negative people? Are you reading stuff? What are you reading? Are you reading stuff about being positive, being upbeat, being motivated? You know, are you reading certain things that are inspirational, something that you can pour and feed into your spirit? Are you reading something? What music are you listening to? You know, sound is very important. What sound are you putting into your spirit? Is it something that's always talking about, oh, a heartbreak and he broke my heart and he cheated and all that? You know, or are you listening to something that's inspirational, something that's motivational, something that is life, something that is light? So what are you depositing into your cup every day? You know, and even when it comes to advice, you know, take that good advice with wisdom, you know, that is good and that is positive, so you can put it in that cup. And for so long, you'll start to it'll start to fill. So now that brings me to my second point. Now that your cup is full, you need to learn how to start to drown out the negative. So for an example, here comes a negative thought in your head and it's saying, oh, you'll never be, you can't do that, no one will accept you when you're past and all this other stuff. Now you have your cup over here that's positive. You have something to drown that out with. So what you begin to do is you begin to pour and saturate positive thought, positive thinking with that negative thing. And I call that a process of cancellation. For every negative thought that you have, go into your positive cup and put that fire out with that. Just sprinkle it on there, just dash it on there. And then what you do, whatever positive thought that drown that negative thing out, you let that be your thought whenever you think about that. So for an example, if it was a bad relationship that failed, oh, he broke my heart, he broke my heart. But look at you, you're surviving, you're made it, and you learn something from it, so you'll know what not to do. That's what you need to be focusing on. So it's not the fact that, oh, he broke my heart, he left me, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, he did that, but what's the positive thing about it? You still survive. You're still living. You're still living to at least see another day. You're still living to get the relationship that God has for you. So let that be your focal point on that. So now that for so long, what'll happen is whenever that negative thought comes, oh, he did this, he did that, it's just like, you know, whatever. It has no power. You drowned it out. You killed it. So that's the second thing that you need to do, is that you need to learn how to do the process of cancellation. For every negative thought that your cup has and tries to pour into your mind, you come and put that fire out with something positive. And not only that, don't put it back in there, you let that be your focal point. So whenever that thought comes, it's now drowned out by the positive thing, and it has no weight, it has no value, it has no substance in your life. It doesn't even bother you emotionally, it doesn't even move you anymore. So that's the second thing. The third thing you need to do, and that I do, is that learn the art of meditation. I'm telling you, it's so important. I think meditation, for me, and this is just my personal opinion, meditation allows me to go through a process of filtration. Just filter out what does not belong in my headspace. This right here is very important to me. I have to guard and protect my mind because it alters my mood, it alters my way of thinking, alters how I go about things and situations and how I handle it. My mind, again, not my emotions, my mind. So I have to make sure that I meditate so I can go through a process of filtration, filtering those things out that should not be, so that I can meditate on those positive things. Meditate on those things that matter. Meditate on those things that are good for me, that are healthy for me, that loves on me, not hurt me, not that makes me depressed, not makes me upset, not there to kill me or kill my dreams, but those positive things. It gives me that space to, and also I like to associate my prayer in connection with my meditation. I like to pray, so it kind of works hand in hand. So now I can hear what God is having to say to me. What is he saying? What is he pouring into me? And it could be through scripture, through song. I put that in there also. So now I have something even more grander than what I've already had in my cup, is that because I meditated, I'm there to redirect my focus, and I'm focusing on those things, and that thing becomes etched in my brain, etched in my thinking. Now it can't be removed. So that is the third thing, is meditation. And the fourth thing that we need to do is we need to learn how to clean house. From a mental standpoint, some of our house in our heads is so filthy. And it's so filthy is because for so long we have allowed these negative thinking to just dwell and not even vacation there. Like they're there forever. Like they have their own community, their own shopping center, hospital, everything. Like they have setting up shop in your head for so long. Like they're just there. So we need to learn how to clean house. We need to strip out some walls, pull up some floors, do some plumbing, get it all taken out, and just remove those negative things. We need to clean house, get those things out of our head. And like I said, the way that we do that is focusing, meditating on those positive things, and pouring from our positive cup to drown out our negative. So we need to, that's how we need to just really do those things so that we can learn how to clean house. And even in the physical space, your physical space is very important, and it can also play on the negativity too. Look at your surrounding. What does your space look like? Do you have things that are constantly reminding you of that past failed relationship? Do you have things in your environment that is constantly reminding you of what you used to be or how you used to be that you don't like or did not agree with? Are you having those things in your environment? If so, you need to get rid of it, because what they're doing is they're, maybe unbeknownst to you, it is being a trigger point to why these negative thoughts are still coming. For an example, if I was in a relationship and say a cologne of him is still around, so that means that every time I go into my room and I open this drawer, his cologne is there or whatever, and I'm smelling it, you know, I don't want to think of it, but because that smell, it has now in my subconscious mind has triggered something there, and now I'm starting to think about the negative things of how the negative things that the relationship brought into my life. And so now I'm sad, I'm upset, I'm depressed all over again because I'm smelling this thing, all from a smell. But if I get rid of it, I won't have anything, I won't have that there to trigger that negative thought. So clean house mentally, clean house physically. And that's number 4. Number 5 is my favorite, words of affirmation. Words are very important. Words are very powerful. What I used to do is I used to take sticky notes and I used to write words down, positive words about me and for me, that I'm beautiful, you're smart, you're courageous, you're tenacious, you're powerful, you can do all things through Christ. I used to just write those things down, and what I used to do is just stick them up. And sometimes I would get to the point where I would put them in my car, on the refrigerator. They would just be over the house, because everywhere I went, I wanted to be able to not just see these words, but what I did extra, so I started to speak those things, even if I didn't feel beautiful that day. Oh, you're beautiful. You know, eventually, you know, I started to believe those things, that, you know, you're brave and you're courageous. And just a little side note, I used to tell myself, how can I sit up here and tell my children to be one way, but mommy isn't? So that kind of forced me to be like, okay, Courtney, you got to get your stuff together, because you got 3 little ones that are looking up to you, and I can't tell them to be brave and that they're beautiful, and don't let nobody tell you different. But here I am, you know, being a hypocrite about it. So that's the 4th thing I use. The 5th thing is words of affirmation. Write them down. Say them to yourself, repeat it over to yourself, make up a song, a rap, whatever it is that you want to do, be creative with it, but make sure that you are seeing these things and that you are hearing these things. Like I said, something very important about sound, saying these things, speak to your spirits so that those negative thoughts can be drowned out. So that's the 5th thing. And the 6th and final thing is the way that we kill those negative thoughts is to start working on your purpose. If you just think about it, there is something in each and every one of us that has been laying there that won't go away. We tried to drown it out. We tried to get rid of it. We tried not to pay attention to it. But because of those negative thoughts in our head saying, oh, no one would ever buy that product. No one would ever read that book. You know, no one would ever come to your salon. You know, no one would ever, you know, invest in your vision, your dreams like that. Oh, everyone's making t-shirts. No one would ever do that. No one would ever get nothing from you because such and such. These negative thoughts. So because of those those negative thoughts have been playing over and over and over in your head, and because they've been there for so long, we begin to believe them. We don't do nothing. We don't step out into our purpose. We don't step out into our calling. We just stay right here and stay dormant and work our little 9 to 5, miserable, I don't know what, struggling, trying to make ends meet, because we're not working in our purpose. We're not working in our calling. So if you really want to kill a negative thought, step out on faith and start doing what you are called to do. And the reason is because when you begin to start working on you, doing what you are supposed to do, doing what your creator created you to be and what he created you to do, you have no time to be thinking about those negative things. It has the drive that you have to accomplish this, the drive that you have to birth your vision will be so grand. Those negative thoughts don't have room to fit in there. It has no room, because the capacity that it takes for your vision to be birthed, or for you to continue to run or to elevate in your vision and your calling, is so dominant that these things you don't have time to think about, oh my God, I'm scared. Oh my God, I can't. You're just like, I'm here now. I got to do it. And now what that does too, in addition, is that it builds up your faith. It builds up your confidence. It builds up, those things that said that you couldn't be. You're starting to have more faith in yourself. And it's like, whoa, now I see it. It's like, I don't have time to dwell on those negative things, those negative thoughts anymore. And then so if you continue to do those things, and let me just recap for you real quick. The first thing that you need to do is to fill your cup, starting to put positive things into your life so you will have something to fight against. Number 2, you need to do the process of cancellation. You need to have you need to be able to, whenever those negative thoughts come, pour from your positive cup, pour it out, put out that flame, and bring that positive thing to be your focal point, your center of your attention, so that thing will be replaced with that negative thought. So that's number 2. Number 3 is that you need to learn the art of meditation. Meditate. Just sit in silence sometime and just listen. Just listen to your spirit. Listen to yourself. Listen to God speaking to you, and pray. Just listen. Just focus on what is being told to you. So just meditate. That's number 3. Number 4, clean house. Mentally, we need to clean house, and physically, we need to clean house. We don't need anything that's going to trigger our those negative thoughts, that negative thinking. We need to get rid of it, and we need to clean house and stop having those negative thoughts just dwell there and partying and all night in our heads. We need to filter it out. So that's number 4. And number 5 is words of affirmation. You need to start speaking life, speaking positivity to yourself and over yourself. You need to start speaking these things, even if you don't believe it. Fake it until you make it. Start speaking those things. For every negative thought, start to speak something positive that counteract that. So that's number 5. And number 6 is to walk in your purpose. Find what it is. Spend time on, meditate on that. What is it, God? What is it that you want me to do? I'm not just a being just to be here. I have a reason. You don't just create nothing for no reason. What is my purpose? What is that you want me to do? What voice do I have? Show me. Let me birth this thing. And he'll give you exactly what you need in order for you to do what you want, what you need to do. And by doing that, you have no time for negative thoughts. They can't fit in, because you are so consumed with doing what you're supposed to do and what you love and what you want to birth. Those negative things of those naysayers and all that other stuff, it has no room to dwell and party all night. So what you've done by taking those 6 things, and like it's not going to come overnight. It's going to take work. It's going to take work. You have to keep being consistent and doing this thing over and over and over again. But I will promise you this, that if you continue to do these things, those negative things, thoughts, if they do come, and they're not just, you'll kill it, but it'll try to resurrect itself every now and again. I'm telling you, it's just like listening to somebody speaking a foreign language that you don't understand. It's like, oh, yeah, okay. But anyway, so just if you continue to put those 6 steps in use, I promise you, it worked for me. I hope and pray it works for you. Those negative thoughts that have been plaguing you for years will soon die. And that, I'm telling you, when it does, telling you that you're less than, that you'll never do anything, you'll never amount to it, that is the best funeral you could ever attend. Is the killing, is the funeral of those negative thoughts. So just I hope and pray that these steps works for you. And share this video if you feel compelled to do so. I just want to see everybody win. I don't want to see you down and out, feeling depressed, or being cuffed. Walking your purpose, walk into your call, and birth those things that you know that you want to birth, and just be happy. Negativity and negative thoughts have no place in your mind anymore. So make sure that you guard it, make sure that you protect it, and make sure that you set boundaries so that these things will not continue to try to take over your life. And love yourself enough to know that you deserve to be happy, that you deserve to be positive and to have positive thoughts and positive thinking, that those negative things don't have to run you anymore. So love yourself enough to know that you deserve that. Okay? And just remember that I love you, and remember that self-love is truly the best love. Peace.